In 1956, United States Air Force inducted Boeing KC-135 Stratotanker as aerial refueling aircraft that was developed from the Boeing 367 prototype, alongside the Boeing 707 airliner. The KC-135 was the United States Air Force's first jet-powered refueling tanker. The KC-135 was initially tasked with refueling strategic bombers, but it was used extensively in the Vietnam War. During 1990 Gulf War, US experienced need to extend the range and endurance of US tactical fighters and bombers. With this requirement, United States initiated a program to procure its next-generation aerial refueling tanker aircraft to replace the older Boeing KC-135 Stratotankers. This program was KCX. Airbus, Boeing and Northrop Grumman participated in the program, but investigating agencies found some irregularities, and program was cancelled. In 2007, United States Air Force issued request for proposal and selected Northrop Grumman refueling tankers. Here again allegations were made, and finally in September 2009, the US Air Force began the first steps toward accepting new bids. In March 2010, Northrop Grumman announced that it would pull out of the bidding process. Despite Northrop Grumman's withdrawal, Airbus decided to remain in the ongoing competition alone. And finally, Air Force selected Boeing's KC-46. In February 2011, the tanker was selected by the United States Air Force as the winner in the KCX tanker competition to replace older Boeing KC-135 Stratotankers, and it is inducted in service as KC-46. In March 2015, a refueling test with a C-17 transport was stopped because of a higher than expected boom axle load while delivering fuel. The problem was caused by the turbulent bow wave effect generated by two large aircraft flying in line. And finally, on the 24th of January 2016, the KC-46 successfully refueled an F-16 for the first time during a 5-hour 36-minute sortie. Test refueling of several other military aircraft followed, including a C-17, F-18, A-10, and AV-8B. On the 10th of February, a KC-46 refueled an F-18, using its pro-band drogue system for the first time. The KC-46 Pegasus is a variant of the Boeing 767 and is a wide-body, low-wing cantilever monoplane with a conventional empennage featuring a single finned rudder. It has a retractable tricycle landing gear and a hydraulic flight control system. The Pegasus is powered by two Pratt & Whitney PW4062 engines, one mounted under each wing. The KC-46 uses a similar maneuvering characteristics augmentation system to that implicated in two 737 MAX crashes. This increases the tension of Boeing and US Air Force. In March 2019, the US Air Force began reviewing KC-46 training due to this feature. Unlike the 737, the KC-46's MCAS takes input from dual redundant angle of attack sensors and disengages with stick input by the pilot. Recently, the US Air Force flew its KC-46 aerial tanker hallway around the globe and back for 36 hours non-stop flight, marking the longest such mission in the history of Air Mobility Command. The record-breaking sortie was a part of the Air Mobility Command's effort to explore new ways to use its aircraft. The KC-46A Pegasus that conducted the sortie belonged to the 157th Air Refueling Wing. The point-to-point, 36-hour, 16,000-mile, multi-crew, total force sortie started and ended at Peace Air National Guard Base in New Hampshire. The KC-46A left the east coast of the US on the morning of November 16th. It flew west across the country and out into the Pacific Ocean, where it overflew Hawaii and crossed the international date line to Guam, before returning to New Hampshire, where it landed on the evening of November 17th, 36 hours to the minute after the plane had taken off. A KC-46A can be refueled in flight, therefore, it can persist in operations areas to provide sustained support to warplanes.